The average cost of maintaining an electric car is 47% higher than that of a comparable gas-powered vehicle. Over 70% of EV owners experience range anxiety, the fear of running out of juice before reaching a charging station. Due to this, many EV owners are frustrated and consider switching back to gas-powered vehicles. What went wrong with the electric dream? Is the revolution running on fumes? Let's hit the gas on this investigative journey and uncover the reasons why drivers are saying goodbye to their EVs. It seems like some people who own electric cars are feeling a bit fed up and starting to miss the good old gasoline-powered vehicles. You know, electric cars were once the talk of the town, seen as the future of getting around. Lately, however, there's been a change in the air among EV owners, and it could spell trouble for the whole electric vehicle movement. Despite a surge in sales of electric cars in 2022 and early 2023, the excitement has fizzled out. It has thrown a wrench into the plans for a quick switch from gas to electric. People are starting to wonder if the movement of electric vehicles is as solid as it once seemed. This shift in attitude might slow down the move away from gas-powered cars, which was supposed to happen fast. So, what's behind this change in heart among EV owners? Well, let's take a closer look. Despite efforts to make electric cars more affordable and appealing, like introducing new models and cutting prices, sales have yet to keep up. Even big incentives like tax breaks haven't been enough to get people to go electric at the pace everyone hoped. For many EV owners, it's been a letdown, especially after the hype around vehicles like the Tesla Cybertruck didn't quite live up to expectations. That disappointment has some folks thinking it's time to go back to good old gas guzzlers. Even car makers who were betting big on electric are now scratching their heads and rethinking their plans. Moreover, inflation is now hitting electricity rates, adding to the woes of some electric vehicle EV drivers, just when things couldn't seem worse. According to a recent study by J.D. Power, EV owners using Level 2 home charging stations are reporting a 12-point decline in overall satisfaction with their home charging experiences compared to last year. One of the main reasons for this drop in satisfaction is the increase in electricity prices due to inflation. This issue could spell trouble for the EV market because home charging has often been touted as a solution to daily range anxiety. With a reliable public charging infrastructure still lacking in many areas, daily home charging is crucial for effective EV ownership, as noted by automotive executives, dealers, and analysts. As Brent Gruber, executive director of the EV practice at J.D. Power, highlighted, improving the EV owner experience when it comes to home charging should be a priority for everyone involved in the EV ecosystem, whether automakers, dealers, or utility companies. Gruber pointed out a bunch of cool ways to make charging your EV at home cheaper, like timing it right to catch those sweet off-peak rates. But only a few people know about these money-saving tricks, and that's dragging people's satisfaction down with the whole home charging deal. But here's the shocker, only about half of EV drivers know about the special programs their local utilities offer for home charging. That's why the remaining are so frustrated with their decision to switch back to gas cars. Also, Chairman AKO Toyota confirmed that people are waking up to reality, with even some EV owners itching for a switchback to gas guzzlers. Loads of studies have shown that EVs aren't more prone to catching fire than their gas-guzzling counterparts. But it's not about the risk, it's about the firefighting challenge they pose. Conventional methods just can't cut it when it comes to snuffing out EV fires. Why? Well, while they're great at choking out fires in regular cars by cutting off the oxygen, EVs have their little oxygen party inside their batteries, making traditional firefighting tactics about as effective as blowing bubbles in a hurricane. And have you ever heard of thermal runaway? It's like a spark that turns into a wildfire in a matter of seconds. Once one cell goes up in flames, it's like trying to tame a dragon with a squirt gun. Conventional firefighting methods just don't stand a chance. We're talking about needing to dunk the whole EV in water, and even then, victory isn't guaranteed right off the bat. Firefighters might have to keep a close eye on the EV for days afterward just to be sure it doesn't reignite. The challenges surrounding electric vehicle fires have sparked a shift in some EV owners' sentiments, with thoughts of reverting to traditional gasoline vehicles creeping in. Despite EVs being generally safe and ongoing efforts to enhance firefighting techniques, concerns about fire incidents, especially those causing significant property damage, have shaken the confidence of certain EV owners. Now, let's delve into another critical issue: the misconception about environmental impact. While electric vehicles are often touted as emission-free, scrutiny reveals a more nuanced picture. Yes, EVs don't emit tailpipe emissions during operation, but their overall environmental footprint extends beyond that. Consider the source of electricity used to charge EVs. In many areas, it heavily relies on non-renewable sources like natural gas and coal. It means the environmental benefits of EVs could be compromised if renewables like solar or wind don't power the charging process. Moreover, studies have highlighted concerns about the greenhouse gas emissions associated with manufacturing EVs. Despite efforts to integrate renewable energy into production processes, manufacturing EVs still result in significant emissions, potentially surpassing those of equivalent internal combustion engine cars. Digging deeper, the production of EV batteries relies on mining materials like lithium, nickel, and cobalt, which come with environmental and ethical challenges. Cobalt, in particular, sourced from regions like the Democratic Republic of the Congo, has troubling ties to child labor and ethical issues in mining practices. These ethical concerns extend to the infrastructure supporting EVs, such as charging stations, which rely on materials obtained through similar mining practices. While the concept of zero tailpipe emissions has been a key selling point for EVs, recognizing the broader environmental impact has left some owners feeling disillusioned. Let's talk about electricity taxes. Lately, more and more electric vehicle EV owners have realized that the EV journey could be smoother sailing. From hefty charging fees to overcrowded charging stations, some bumps along the road weren't initially anticipated. One big frustration for EV owners is the high charging fees, especially from certain companies like Tesla. They've implemented this per-minute charging fee once your vehicle crosses the 80% battery capacity mark at busy charging stations. It has left many EV owners feeling pretty miffed, as they're now facing unexpectedly high costs that they hadn't budgeted for. And then there's the perpetual congestion at charging stations. EV drivers often find themselves in situations where they're circling packed charging stations hoping to snag an available spot. It's not uncommon to hear stories of EV owners having to wait for what feels like an eternity just to get a charge. Some folks have even resorted to catching some shut-eye in their cars while they wait for a charger to become available, ensuring they've got enough juice for the next day. It's ironic, isn't it? Charging stations are supposed to be these convenient hubs for recharging your EV, but they're turning into headache-inducing bottlenecks. While it's awesome to see more people hopping on the EV bandwagon for a greener future, the strain on charging infrastructure is becoming obvious. And if we don't do something about it soon, it's just going to keep causing headaches and frustrations for EV owners. As the adoption of EV continues to rise, these challenges could become even more pronounced. In response, some EV owners are starting to express a desire to go back to good old-fashioned, gas-powered vehicles. Let's talk about money. The allure of electric vehicle has taken a hit as owners realize that owning one comes with a fair share of financial challenges. One big worry is insurance costs, where EV owners often find themselves shelling out more for premiums compared to folks with traditional gas cars. It is partly because EVs have pricey components like fancy battery systems, which can bump up repair and replacement costs. Plus, maintenance expenses can be steep too. Despite the belief that EVs need less maintenance due to having fewer moving parts, when they do need fixing, it can cost a pretty penny. Battery replacements in particular can hit your wallet hard. Depreciation is another money matter to mull over. Despite their initial high price tags, EVs can lose value pretty quickly, sometimes even faster than traditional cars. This rapid depreciation adds to the overall cost of owning an EV and might make you think twice about how much your ride will be worth down the line. These financial hurdles have caused some EV owners to second-guess their choice and consider traditional gas cars instead. Lower insurance premiums, potentially cheaper maintenance, and more predictable depreciation rates are all factors tipping the scales in favor of gas-powered rides. So what's the solution? Well, we need to focus on expanding our charging infrastructure and improving charging protocols. These changes are necessary for these challenges to persist, dampening the excitement of owning an EV. However, with some tweaks and adjustments, we can make the EV experience smoother and more enjoyable for everyone involved. So what's your take on the current state of electric vehicles? Share your thoughts in the comments section below and visit our channel for more such mind-bearing news.